In one championship, John Lineker got a knockdown on Kulabdum, but he kind of gassed himself out going crazy in the first round. So he lost round 2 and 3, and Kulabdum got the decision victory and his 73rd win of his career. This fight at LFA 199 started with a double knockdown and ended with a calf slicer by Nascimento. Calf slicers in the UFC included Brett Johns scoring one, as well as Charles Oliveira and Roman Dolidze putting Jack Hermanson in one, and then ground and pounding him to a TKO victory. Harrison Rogers was going to invest $10 million into a Phoenix franchise in the GFL, the Global Fight League, but he's not doing it anymore. He does not plan to participate in GFL's future or invest $10 million into a GFL franchise. Harrison remains fully committed to growing the NBA of MMA, which is the UFL, the United Fight League. UFL's focus is building a strong foundation in the US, growing city by city, rather than attempting immediate global expansion as the GFL seems to be doing. GFL made promising claims about future events, health insurance, and retirement benefits. UFL already delivered on those fronts. In conclusion, Rogers and the UFL wish GFL success in future endeavors. Harrison Rogers and the UFL will continue focusing on building the NBA of MMA in the United States and executing our vision for 2025 and 26 UFL event and season schedules released in February. Diego Lopez targeted to fight Yair Rodriguez March 29th in Mexico City in the main event. Some people thought it was going to be Arnold Allen versus Yair Rodriguez, including Arnold Allen. That's what I was told, but things can change, so apparently they changed. Through the process of elimination, maybe Allen takes on Josh Emmett. They're right beside each other in the rankings. 6 and 7, Allen 6, Emmett 7. They were supposed to fight in January of 2020, but the fight didn't happen because Emmett pulled out. Think you're still going to be on the London card? Allen says, I never was on the London card. Ricky Simone's going to be taking on Javid Bashrat February 22nd in Seattle, Washington. Simone gets a chance to fight in his home state. Since Kelvin Gastelum will be fighting in Mexico City against Joe Pyfer on the 29th of March, he's making plans to get there early to adapt to the altitude. Aileen Pereira and Robles de Spain will be competing in karate combat on the 24th of this month in Miami. Aileen Pereira's coming off a KO victory. Left hook. That Pereira left hook runs in the family. She won by that in her last fight. And Robles de Spain is coming off a 4-second knockout. David Onama says he has fight news coming soon. He's coming off a victory over Roberto Romero, who took that fight on short notice. Hopefully Roberto Romero gets a UFC contract. That guy took a tough fight on short notice and fought his ass off. Bolaji Oki will be taking on Kareem Al-Sawadi February 1st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Oki is replacing Jordan Levitt, news first reported by Farah Hanoun. Mark Zuckerberg, happy Dana White is on their board of directors. Dana's association with Trump may help him in his federal lawsuit in April.
I think he's just, so he's like a world-class entrepreneur, and he's just like he's got a strong backbone. And I think part of what the conversation that I had with him around joining our board was, okay, like, we have a lot of governments and folks around the world putting a lot of pressure on our company, and like we need some like strong people who are going to basically, you know, help advise us on how to handle some of these situations. And so yeah. That's, but yeah, I mean, running this company is not for the faint of heart. I mean, there's definitely a lot of pressure from like all these different governments. And then it's like, okay, I could spend all my time doing that, but I'm not even a politician. Like I just want to spend my time building things. Right. So yeah, I think Dana's going to be great.
Den of Thieves just opened in theaters. It has Michael Bisping in it. It also has UFC heavyweight Cyril Gane in it, as well as Rico Verhoeven. UFC is going to be looking to get $1 billion a year in their next TV rights deal. Unfortunately for the fighters, they don't get any of that. In other sports like the NBA, you get 50%, unfortunately 0% for UFC athletes. But this deal would be 2 times larger for the UFC than their current deal. Aoki versus Foleyang, Part 4. Aoki leads the series 2-1. This will take place at 1/172, Sunday, March 23rd at the Super Saitama Arena in Japan. Aspen Ladd's brother Shaler Ladd put Mattress out in the first round. TKO ground and pound stoppage. Arman Sarukian would be happy to welcome Ilya Topuria to 155. He'd bring a lot of eyes to the division. California Commissioner Andy Foster tells Ariel Helwani they're watching ongoing wildfires and subsequent emergency disaster response in LA. Hearts with the residents of the region and appreciate the efforts of first responders. At this time, no decision's been made about moving 311. We continue to work with state and local officials and the UFC to determine best course of action. Kevin Aioli says there's no truth to the rumor of Pereira versus Volkov. Zero. Move on. But Kevin Aioli is friends with Dana White, so his journalism is often questioned. Dominic Cruz says this is going to be his final fight because it's just hard for him to get through camp with injuries. That's something he's dealt with his entire career. Some people want to see him fight Jose Aldo in his final fight, but it will be Rob Font. Gervonta Davis weighs 138.8 pounds over a month and a half before his fight with Lamont Roast. That fight's going to be at 135 pounds, so he's pretty much almost fighting at his walk-around weight. Former UFC fighter John Fish argues boxing has more weights and no excessive weight cutting, but everyone complains about there being too many weight classes. He responds to the GFL's new weight divisions where they're trying to cut drastic weight cutting. The 2025 UFC Australian-New Zealand roster has 27 fighters on it. Adesanya, Whitaker, and Volkanovski are 3 former champs on it. Adesanya is fighting February 1st. Jack Della Maddalena is probably fighting March 22nd in London against Leon Edwards. Nicole Cagliari will make her UFC debut Saturday against Ernesta Carrascaita.
Where are you from? Oklahoma. 145. Hey. Can we wait to hear? Yeah, just right back. Well, that one. 125 and a half. 125 and a half. The official win for Nicole Cagliari.